I am Asura. I personify genius. My ancestors were driven from the heart of the earth, forced to live in this bright, wide world. Of course, we've excelled. We exceed expectations in everything we do. With Golem and Gate and Arcane Crystal, we have asserted our supremacy in this land and made it our own. We will not move another inch. Not for dragons, not for anyone. By studying the eternal alchemy, we can see that all things are connected. I am a scholar of interconnectivity and relationships. I belong to the College of Synergetics. Synergetics crews delve into the nature of fundamental coherence that many overlook and few exploit. My success positively impacts my crew, who then gratefully assist me, and I succeed even more brilliantly. Reciprocity. I've just been informed that defective golems, not mine of course, are causing havoc out in the jungle. Whatever the imbeciles outside the city have broken, I'll fix, and make my name doing so. In time, I will map the fabric of connectivity that weaves us all together. This is my story.
What is your prediction?
It's pure chaos out here. Unacceptable. What's going on?
Just what it looks like. These golems have gone mad. Zoja suspects someone tampered with them. And by someone, she means the inquest.
Zoja's rarely wrong. Don't tell her I said rarely, by the way. If it is the inquest, she's going to need help. Where can I find her?
At the malfunctioning gate that's spitting out these deranged golems. She claims she could feel them on the other side of the gate laughing at us.
Not for long. I'm going to help Zoja shut down the problem at its source. Thanks for the information.
Hey, it's you again. I see you survived with your epidermis intact.
Of course. Takes more than a giant rampaging inquest golem to get the better of me.
Modest, too. Well, you've earned a dash of praise, if you ask me. The crews around the city would kill for the assistance of an inventor with your talents. You should ask around. Make yourself invaluable.
Not a bad idea. Thanks. Another step complete.
Finally, you're here. We had to give up our space in the queue. Now the College of Synergetics is behind Dynamics, Statics, and Inquest.
With respect, sir, that just means they've saved the best for last. Our interspatial translocator is this year's clear winner.
One hopes. Remember, the founder of the event and one of the judges is Zoja, a Synergetics alumnus. She'll hold us to a higher standard.
let's review once more, okay? I'll operate the translocator. I give the judges some batter, explain the translocator's brilliance, and then...
Then you fire it at me. I'm the most familiar with the device and with being teleported, so I'm the least likely to regurgitate breakfast all over the judge's table.
Exactly. You appear in a blinding flash of electrified brilliance, we prove teleportation is possible without a receiving gate, and the SNAF prize is ours! It's brilliant. I can't wait to see the expression on the judges' faces.
Right now, crewmate Paul, they just look bored. They're waiting for us, so let's get out there and dazzle them. SNAF prize, here we come.
Yes, yes, Teo. Your floating Griswirl is very impressive.
May I have your attention, please? Behold, teleportation without a receiver. And note that my assistant is completely intact.
Solid work, Bark. And this is the second time your assistant has impressed me.
You put on quite a show with other people's work. That teleporter is in Fork it over.
What? Never. This is my crew's invention, and we'll die before we give it up to the likes of you.
We will? Yeah, I mean, yeah. We will.
I was hoping you'd say that. Inquest! You heard those plagiarists. Kill them all!
I hereby declare that Vark and his crew win this year's SNAF prize.
Unacceptable! That device derived from Inquest research, and I have evidence to prove it.
That's a serious allegation. The judges will certainly look into it, but in the meantime, the decision stands. However, in light of Teo's evidence, the inquest may now reclaim its property. After the council fully investigates, credit and blame will be assigned to the deserving parties.
This is an outrage. How could the council credit an inquest loud over a genius like me? We can't even claim the title SNAF Savant in circumstances like these. I will not go down in history as the only SNAF prize winners with an asterisk by their name. This calls for an incredibly stern letter of protest.
Save your ink, Vark. It's obvious Flax and Teo are working together, and I will not let them besmirch SNAF's memory.
Zoja's right. The council accepted that protest and gave away our translocator suspiciously fast. I think the whole charade was rehearsed.
Which means it's only a matter of time before they rescind their decision, take away your victory, and award the SNAF prize to the inquest. I say we even the score. Let's take back your teleporter by force before they take away your right to do it legally.
Translocator. Sounds like a plan to me. I put a tracking device in to avoid a repeat of the sewer incident. That will tell us where to find it.
Count me in. It'll be tough, but I have a stake in this too. And maybe if I help recover the translocator, you'll stop bringing up the sewer incident.
Let's get started then. You pinpoint their location with a tracking device, and we'll intercept them before they can lock it up in one of their labs. I've a few preparations to make and a few allies to switch on. I'll meet you on the road.
Initiating stealth protocol.
Welcome to the ambush party. The inquest column should be along at any moment now.
I'm eager to pin the inquest's ears back. Is this a straight smash and grab, or are there hidden subtleties?
Sure. We'll subtly punch their faces, crack their golems, and take what they stole. Mr. Sparkles here was just made for subtlety.
Subtle enough for me, and no less than they deserve.
Is there any chance we can do this without resorting to violence? Guys? Guys? Oh well, you can't blame me for helping.
Well, what's this? Patent infringement, perhaps? That is, my patent infringing on your freedom. I knew you petty-minded losers would try to steal the interspatial translocator. That's why I set this trap, which you fell for because you're stupid.
How did you get to Counselor Flax? Bribes, blackmail, or did you put the fear in him? When we expose this rotten mess, you'll pay for what you've done.
Yeah, and in the meantime, we're gonna kick your behind so hard you'll be wearing it as a hat. Right, Mr. Sparkles?
Affirmative. Prepare to don the behind hat.
Yes, very threatening. I'm literally quaking with fear, so badly that I can barely clean up you loose ends by doing this! Okay, Subject 1, let's get you into a cage. Subject 2, time to get you all nice and disassembled. On to Subject 3. Wait, it's starting to smoke. What?
I think this might be the first time a device malfunction has worked in our favor. We were probably supposed to end up in a volcano. Or the sewers. Again.
Welcome back, Mr. Sparkles. I need to know what happened. Where's Zojia?
Insufficient data at this time. Working. There. I have located Zojia's tracking signal. She is in the Inquest's Metrica Province lab.
If Zojia's there, so is Teo. And I want to give Teo a piece of my mind and all of my fist. Meet me there, Mr. Sparkles, and we'll bust Zojia out. Head back to the lab, Paul. You'll be safe there. Do some digging and see if you can find anything that will give us an edge.
Finally, a task that doesn't require bruising or being bruised. I'm on it.
Zojia requires rescue. Must break down offending door.
You have my attention.
Zojia, are you hurt? We came to rescue you, but judging from the fire and fallen inquest, you handled it well on your own.
Not quite. It took all I had to get this far and hold them off. Thanks, by the way. I did not want to jump off this cliff. I hate getting wet. They've been testing your teleporter on more innocents. When they're done, the subjects are disposed of with a prototype incinerator golem. When I busted out, their next victim was behind a force field by the stairs. You probably saw him on the way in.
I did. And it's time to get the inquest to cease and desist. Which means, let's go smash us a prototype incinerator golem.
Done and done. You take the lead. Mr. Sparkles and I will watch your back. Greetings. That's one less mechanism for the inquest to exploit the innocent. Now for the bad news. Vark sold you out. I didn't want to say anything at first. I hate betrayals even more than getting wet. And I figured, hey, you might get killed and then I wouldn't have to tell you.
Pragmatic, as always. But I can't believe that about Vark. I've known him for ages, and he's always been loyal to the crew.
Not this time. Vark is working with the inquest. How else could they have known about our ambush plans? Why else would they kidnap Paul? Sorry, did I neglect to mention that too? They took Paul to keep him quiet and to use as leverage against you. That gives you a tough choice to make. Vark is slippery and Paul's in danger. Go after one, you'll lose the other. So tell me, what's more important to you, revenge or rescue? Whichever you choose, I'm coming with you.
Hey, over here! Help! I knew you wouldn't leave me to rot. Vark's crew takes care of its own. I don't want to be too negative, but I absolutely hate it here.
That makes two of us. Now to get you out.
Easier said than done. The door opens only to the correct code. If you try and fail, it sets off an alarm. There's a golem upstairs that generates the code. It changes all the time. Even the guards check it before they open the door.
Then I'll check it too, and knock its block off. I'll be back as soon as I retrieve the code from its smoking ruins.
Fascinating as this architecture is, I've seen enough. Let's go.
We need those prisoners. Don't let them escape.
I appreciate the save, but there's more to do. The inquest has grandiose plans for our teleporter at Reyna Landing. We should tell Vark.
Or not. He's involved. I overheard the inquest saying that he told them of our ambush.
That doesn't make sense. Unless there was something in it for him. Vark does like control, power. What'd they offer?
He's maneuvering for a seat on the council. With the inquest backing, he'd have all the influence he could ever want.
Oh, yeah? Well, after what he did to us, he deserves a gigantic screwdriver influenced into his skull. I may not be at 100%, but I want in.
Good. You and Zojia, meet me at Reyna Landing. I won't let the inquest keep our invention, but I will show them the power of a real genius at work. What is this? Who let the inquest into Reyna Landing, and why are they throwing a party?
It looks like Teo and her crew are showing off the invention they stole from us.
And the inquest never does anything this public without at least 3 ulterior motives.
Then we have ample reason to interrupt them. And we're replete with reasons to kick Teo down a flight of stairs.
2 excellent ideas, but so hard to choose. I know. Let's do them both.
Yeah. It'll be like having our cake and kicking it too. Look out, Inquest. It's payback time.
Well, prepare to be astonished by the one and only original astrospatial displacement sapper. Just press a button, and your target is whisked away to any destination you choose. No receiving gate required. Here, have an up-close and personal demonstration.
Your patter smells worse than fertilizer golem exhaust, Teo. It's a trap, you ignoramuses.
What's cooking, genius? Ha! Don't get used to being called that, by the way. I was being ironic. And behold, our first large-scale demonstration. Isn't my turret simply brilliant? Don't get too close now.
This has gone far enough, Teo. We're taking you down. Teo's been a mite in my ear for a long time. Thanks for helping me take her down. Sorry about your invention, though.
It wasn't my invention. It was the Inquest's abuse of my invention. Glad to see it go. Time to move on to other projects.
What about the people Teo zapped out of here? Where are they?
Leave that to Mr. Sparkles and me. We'll locate Teo's victims, punt a few inquests around, make a day of it.
That sounds like fun. Color me jealous. Thanks for all your help, Zojia. We College of Synergetics alumni should stick together.
Count on it, Savant. I don't say this to everybody. Well, not anybody really, but I would love to work with you again.
That makes two of us. Hang on a second. Did you just call me Savant?
I did. Your crew won the SNAF prize, and Paul has graciously ceded the title to you.
It's the least I can do. You did do most of the work. Plus, you saved me from being caramelized like sugar in a skillet.
In other words, you've earned it. I'll tell the council to make it official. Keep up the good work, Savant. I'll be seeing you soon. Hey, Savant, hurry and get over here. It's important. Thanks for coming by. Quick question for you. Your first invention was a service golem, correct?
Now that takes me back. My blueprints for the valet got me accepted to all 3 colleges, and then I was able to pick at my leisure. Designed to handle menial daily tasks, cleaning, dressing, dining, etc., so the owner could focus on intellectual endeavors.
Well, unless murder is a menial daily task, something's gone wrong. Your valet golem went berserk and killed the people it was supposed to be serving. This is intolerable. You're the SNAF prize savant. SNAF, the master golemancer. Your failure dishonors his memory, and I can't have that.
My golem wouldn't kill people. It couldn't. I made sure to...
It could, and it has. If you want to live up to your title, Savant, you better head over to Decider Atum and sort this out. Fast.
Good day. Allow me to handle all your household needs. Let me take your hand, Pat. Nice mince puree. Dinner is served.
Making progress, I see. Good. Listen, I've been thinking about what I said, and I came to apologize. When your golem ran wild, all I could think of was Snaf's legacy. I shouldn't have taken it out on you. You're a lot like him, actually. Smart, capable, enthusiastic. Besides, it was your first golem. You were young, untested,
And someone monkeyed with my designs. The golem I just trashed was so heavily modified, it's barely recognizable as my work. Misaligned aether couplings, altered control parameters. Somebody took my idea and ran with it right into a brick wall.
If we can prove that, you'll be off the hook. And so will SNAF. All we need is a copy of your original designs from the archives.
Then that's where I'm heading. I appreciate the apology, but you're right. This makes us all look bad. I'm going to find out who's responsible.
Commence operations.
Welcome to the archives, Savant. I'm always happy to help a budding genius. What can I do for you today?
I need to check on a design I filed a while back. Has anyone signed out the blueprints for my valet golem in the past few weeks?
I'll say they have. Savant designs are always a hot ticket. Mink, Keppa, and even Counselor Haya have all accessed your little treasure recently.
Counselor Haya? I'm honored. But I'm not familiar with Mink or Keppa. Where can I find them?
Oh, they like to test their mettle against other golemancers, if you know what I mean. Um's the word, though. The Council frowns on golem throwdowns.
Thanks, Grep. Listen, could you send word to Zojia? Tell her I've got a lead, and to meet me at the next golem throwdown, with a viable entry.
Sure, anything for the SNAF Savant. I'll be sorry to miss that bout, though. Good luck. Give Mink and Keppa my best, and your worst.
I got the word from Grep, and I brought you a golem to fight with. It's no Mr. Sparkles, but it's equal to any you're likely to face. Victory is still down to you and your piloting skills. Another thing. Don't think my apology means that I'm at your beck and call now.
Not at all. I just figured you'd want to be kept in the loop. Like you said, clearing my name keeps SNAFs out of the gutter.
Don't get cheeky with me. I invented the biting sarcastic rejoinder, you know. Now, have you spoken to Mink and Keppa yet?
Well, no. I figured I'd introduce myself by beating their golems into scrap.
Give them a chance to come clean first. Fun's fun, but this is serious business.
My crew is on the...
All right, Keppa. Ready to share your blueprints now? Or will you be needing your Skrit assistance to locate your teeth?
Easy there, killer. You landed a few lucky punches, that's all. What blueprints are you referring to? I don't recall discussing any...
Can the act, Keppa. We came for your modified golem blueprints, and we're not leaving without them.
Oh, those blueprints. Sorry, my head's still ringing from all the blunt force trauma. I haven't got them with me, but I'll send them to you. Promise.
Don't promise, Keppa. Do it. To the victor goes the spoils, and if we have to spoil your face to get them, so be it.
That's one set of blueprints. One more to go.
Do you require my...
What an unmitigated disaster. I was ready for the usual crowd of flops and duds that frequent these throwdowns, not a SNAF Savant's murder machine.
That's what you get when you step into the ring against one of SNAF's intellectual progeny. Now, about those blueprints.
I can't discuss that now. I'm too distraught. Look what you did to my beautiful golem.
Yeah, it's a real mess. If you don't want to wind up in worse shape, fork over your modified blueprints. Don't make me sick Mr. Sparkles on you!
All right, all right. A genius can't even mourn properly around you lot. I don't have the blueprints here, but I'll send them to you straight away.
See that you do. You fought a good fight, Mink, but innovation beats imitation every time.
Okay, I'll check with Counselor Haya about her blueprints and meet you back at your lab.
Hello, dear. I'm so glad I ran into you.
I understand you were inquiring after your valet golem blueprints. I must say I found them most elucidating. Please have a look at the modifications I made. I'm no Snaff Prize savant, but we can all benefit from a little constructive criticism, yes?
Of course. Thank you, Counselor. It's an honor to have your input.
The honor was all mine. Oh, I also baked you some cookies. I'll have them sent round to your lab right away.
I hardly know what to say, Counselor. Thank you very much.
You're quite welcome, dear. Please, don't let me keep you from your work. Take care now.
Greetings.
It's got to be Keppa. She removed several key parts in the name of mass production and added pounds of secondhand reclaimed junk. Junk collected by Skrit, no less. She has an entire team doing salvage for her. No wonder her valet golem malfunctioned.
I concur. Inadequate part substitution is a common factor in experimental golem failures. How do you plan to find her and shut her down?
If we follow the Skrit, we'll find Keppa. We just need to start in a place that's crawling with them. Next stop, Skritsburg.
My, there are even more of you. Good, good. Here for work?
Work? No. Things to trade. For rewards. Shiny noisemakers. Yes? Yes?
Rewards, yes. Here, I've a nice button for you. Call it a down payment.
Shiny button. Yes, yes, good start. More to come, right? We go. Bring things back.
Come clean, Keppa. You put that passel of pint-sized killer golems in play without knowing how dangerous they were.
Killers? No, no. My market niche is lab assistants. I'm using Skrit at the moment. They work cheap, but their utility has proven limited. My mini golems are gonna make me rich. They fetch, haul, carry, and fight. Everything a genius needs from her crew. I can prove it, too. Let me just... Oh, dear. Here come my Skrit, clamoring for attention. Don't worry. This happens every so often.
They sound angry.
They always sound angry, but once I toss out a handful of shiny buttons, they'll love me again. Observe. Why, there are so many of you now. Wonderful. Bring more things, get more shinies.
No more buttons. Real work, real treasure. Shiny tools, noisy machines. Pay us.
But my financial model is based on paying you in trinkets. Can't we renegotiate?
Negotiate? Yes! Give us things that make our lives easier, or we end yours!
Golems, do your stuff. Stop these mutinous Skrit.
There's too many! Get on the turret and drive it off!
Please, I meant no offense. I thought we had an equitable arrangement.
No more buttons. Real work, real treasure. Shinies, noisemakers. We get or we go.
Wait, what? Ah, never mind. I really need to build myself a less volatile workforce.
You need to update your files, Keppa. Skrit aren't simple-minded. They just communicate with each other much more efficiently than they can with us. A dozen Skrit is a dozen minds focusing on the same problem. Gather 20 Skrit, or 100, and their collective mental acuity rivals ours.
That explains a lot, actually. So all I need to do is keep their numbers below a certain threshold.
No, you need to stop exploiting them, or it'll come back to bite you on the backside like it did today. I think we're done here, Zojia. Keppa's golems haven't run wild or tried to kill anyone. Is Mink the one we wanted all along?
Mink isn't any craftier than Keppa here. That leaves Counselor Haya, who is, in fact, sharp enough to cover her tracks. I've got a new theory. Meet me back at my lab and we'll test it. If all Mink and Keppa are guilty of is idiocy, then the culprit has to be Haya. I've built this golem to Haya's specs. Once I activate it, we should see results. Stand by.
Good morning, mistress. How may I serve Purge Kill you today? Kill, kill, kill.
Okay, there's our proof. Deactivating the golem may require force. Time to attack! I've got some aggression to work out.
Getting healthy.
Well, that settles that. The core that Haya swapped in must contain a hidden exploit to drive the golems to murder.
So we're going up against a counselor? No mean task, but I'm ready. I don't care how high up she is. She can't do this to us. No sarcasm this time. Haya's not just smearing Snaf's reputation or mine. She's killing people and framing us for it.
We have to take her down in front of the entire council. Let me fire up Mr. Sparkles, and then I'll meet you in the council chambers. Commence operations. Haya, we know you're the one who turned the valet golem into an anti-personnel device.
We've got all the proof we need, and we're going to expose your machinations to the entire council.
Proof? You mean those blueprints I gave you? The ones my underlings are retrieving from your lab at this very moment? You're not in my league, dearies. And after my modified valets are finished with my fellow counselors, no one else will be either. You'll get the blame, of course. Nothing personal. This is merely how top-level council politics play out. If it helps, I'd be happy to feign remorse.
Let's go, Savant. If the council gets wiped out by your golems, the peacemakers will fry us on sight. We'll have to catch up with Haya later.
Good luck, my darlings. Try not to die too painfully.
We got work to do. I just hope those oafs on the council are grateful.
Zojia, for once I'm glad to see you. And is that the Snaf Savant? What is the meaning of this?
Those valet golems were based on my designs. Counselor Haya tampered with them and sent them to kill as much of the council as possible.
I can vouch for this. Haya is making a power play. We don't have hard evidence, but...
Say no more. Bold moves are Haya's style, and she never leaves evidence that can be traced back to her. Leave Haya to us. We'll keep an eye on her. She may well receive a lethal gift of her own someday soon. In the meantime, you have our thanks.
Well, it's not a complete victory, but we did save the Arcane Council and Snaf's reputation. I'm sincerely sorry I ever doubted you.
I accept your apology. Again. Just remember, I'm the Snaf Savant. Sarcasm aside, you can count on me to live up to his example. Getting healthy.
Intriguing stuff.
Good, you got my letter. Gore's just about to start his presentation. This should be interesting.
Now let's welcome Professor Gore.
seventh law of maginatics posits that magical energy cannot be destroyed. Today, I will prove that magic is a limited resource, like water or timber. Using my advanced equipment, I have detected significant drops in the world's ambient magic levels. This drop, I believe, is directly attributed to the return of the Elder Dragons. They consume magic at an alarming rate. If the dragons are not stopped soon, they will leech all of the magic from the world.
Ah, bosh! Magic doesn't get consumed. It changes form and concentration, but it always returns. It's part of a closed system.
I have proof. The data
is... Get off the
stage! Where did I leave those notes? I must have left them in my lab. Please, excuse me while I fetch my records. I can prove the problem exists, then we can focus on its solution.
Professor Gore will return shortly. Until then, please welcome Sepha from the phrenologist crew.
Thank you for coming. I see a lot of overlap in Gore's theory and our shared goals.
As do I. If Gore's research aligns with the Priory's, we may be looking at a cultural revolution.
Revolutions are won militarily, not academically. Still, Gore's theory could prove useful.
I agree, but nothing can happen until Gore makes his case. Why don't we all settle in and listen?
Savant, allow me to present 3 of Ratasum's finest minds. Slep of the Vigil, Batanga of the Order of Whispers, and Crosso of the Durman Priory. I asked them here to listen to Professor Gore's speech, because they all have an interest in fighting the Elder Dragons.
Pleased to meet you, Savant. The Durman Priory is dedicated to research and exploration that will help us combat the Elder Dragons. As you can imagine, we've been watching Professor Gore's progress with keen interest. I'm glad to see you share that interest.
We all share the Priory's interest, just not their methods. In the Order of Whispers, we specialize in covert activity, information, infiltration, and assassination. I understand you're more of a doer than a researcher, so you'll appreciate this. If Gore's theory gives us a clear avenue of attack, we intend to use it.
How clear does a target have to be for you sneaks? The dragons aren't exactly tiny, nor do they keep a low profile. The Vigil's army of dedicated fighters was founded to confront the dragons through force of arms. I'm here to see if Gore's work can help us do that.
Pleased to meet you all. Professor Gore's theory is groundbreaking, and the implications are monumental. I'm interested to hear him finish his presentation.
He should be back soon. Let's see if any of the other speakers have any insights for us while we wait.
An exhaustive study of Tyrian physiognomy led me to derive what I call Sepha's constant. Multiplied by the mean ratio of body mass to brain size, it yields an important racial metric, namely, said race's importance as a factor in the eternal alchemy. Asura scored highest naturally. Then in descending order, we have Sylvari, Char, Human, and Nord.
Your attention, please. I have just been informed that our colleague Gore will not be returning. The Arcane Eye reports that he was killed in a tragic lab accident while recovering his notes. It is a terrible blow to science. We should all mourn one of Ratasum's finest minds. On that dolorous note, this seminar is hereby concluded. Thank you for coming.
Gore died just as he was about to present proof of his theory. Does that strike anyone else as suspicious? Even dubious?
It does. I'd like to inspect Gore's lab and review his documentation. Though if the Arcane Eye's involved, we may not get that chance.
The Order of Whispers can help. The Arcane Eye serves the Arcane Council, right? They have to do what the Council says. It's in their charter. We simply pay a visit to High Counselor Flax's lab, find the materials to make a convincing forgery, and walk right past the Arcane Eye.
How unnecessarily complicated. Simpler to just outwit the sentries outside Gore's lab. The arcane eye can't match the Priory's brain power.
I'll leave fact-finding to the Priory and Whispers. When you lot establish a clear objective, the Vigil will be ready.
Listen, Savant, I'm pursuing a long-term, big-picture strategy here, so I want you to take charge. Choose the most viable plan and see it through. We need to know what Gore was going to show us, and if he was silenced, we need to know who did it and why. Good luck.
Excellent choice. You're on your way to getting results. See you outside Counselor Flax's lab. Prompt and primed for action. I like that. Your outfit, though, that'll get you noticed immediately.
You had a plan for that, as I recall. There's no dearth of lab assistants to accost, but they're only doing their jobs. Do we really have to render one of them unconscious just to improve my sartorial splendor?
I'll chalk that up to compassion rather than squeamishness, but no, we don't have to. Can you talk your way into a new set of clothes?
Camouflage reconnaissance is practically my middle name.
How are your endeavors progressing?
You feebs, or I'll toss you all into a pot and make a huge batch of simp stew.
That's Flax's lab manager. A real pushover, right?
You there. Did you forget what my boot feels like on your neck? Because I can remind you.
Yep, a real pushover. We're gonna need something flashy to make her leave her post.
Containment's at max capacity. There must be a leak in the tank.
Too late! Containment breach! Oh, dear.
Nicely done, Savant. So far, you've displayed a genuine knack for this sort of work.
Thanks, but this was the easy part. Sneaking past the arcane eye will be dangerous.
Not with this most excellent forgery. I'm eager to test our methods against those of the Arcane Eye. Secret society versus secret police. Who comes out on top?
We're about to find out. Meet me at Gore's lab, and let's see if our little ersatz authorization passes muster.
There's Ract from the Arcane Eye. We'll need to get by him to get in, and he's good.
Stand aside. The Arcane Council sent us to survey the situation. They're waiting on our report.
You're out of your league. The Arcane Eye is handling this for the Council.
Not anymore. See this? Signed by High Counselor Flax himself.
Glitch. This is just typical. Those bureaucrats distrust everything unless they can micromanage it. Your presence here is redundant and unnecessary. But you have authorization, so you can go in. Just know that I'll be watching you.
So far, so good. Now to see what they're hiding.
Hold everything. This isn't Gore's body, is it?
It sure isn't. Which means Gore's oh-so-convenient death is merely a ruse. But whose ruse? We need more clues.
Keep that up and I'll give you a bruise, lose-er.
Stop right there. You idiots have seen enough. You're interfering with an official Arcane Eye investigation. Move along. Now, before I have to send for more body bags.
Time to go. But we're onto something. Let's regroup with the other orders. I want to hear what they and Zojia make of this.
My keen sense of smell detects something fishy here. Let's check in with Zojia.
So Gore's death was a fraud. How does knowing that help us? The problem is still Elder Dragons. While you poke around in back alleys or libraries for information, a vigil is out there fighting.
And while you're fighting, Whispers is setting up the means to deliver a death blow. We appreciate the distraction you provide, but you don't really think you're going to overpower an Elder Dragon, do you?
Swords alone won't get results. Neither will intrigue. The Priory supports a more holistic approach. We intend to learn all we can about the dragons and their weaknesses before we strike.
Rakt's Arcane Eye agents were all over Gore's lab. They removed a body they claimed was Gore, but it wasn't. I suspect he's still alive.
If he is, the Arcane Eye has him. They run a remote facility in a human village called Garenhof. It's isolated, remote, a perfect place to stash Gore.
Finally, a concrete objective. Just say the word, and I'll have Vigil soldiers standing by to storm Garenhof.
No, Rakt is too good at this game for that to work. But I'm better. We can use Garenhof's low profile against him. I say we stage a demonstration and get ourselves arrested. Rakt will haul us in to avoid undue attention. Then we break out and bring Gore with us.
Regrettably, I cannot participate. I must confer with my colleagues in the Priory, but I wish you luck. Let's regroup when the mission is complete.
I want you to take it from here, Savant. I'm going with Crasso to help the Priory look into Gore's theory. We both need to make inroads with the orders for my long-term plan to be viable. Work with whichever one here you think will get the job done.
I will. I'm as eager to figure this out as you are. And eventually, you'll need to share some details about this long-range plan of yours.
Excelsior. Excelsior. This is the Arcane Eye's hidden safe house. Gore is almost certainly inside.
It looks formidable. Getting us in and getting him out will be problematic. How should we play this?
By raising a ruckus. If we wave banners and shout Gore's name at the top of our lungs, the Arcane Eye will pounce. They'll drag us in and lock us up until we cool off and agree not to make any more mischief. Here's a banner. Wave it around, make some noise, and let's get ourselves arrested. We'll show the Arcane Eye what real spy masters are like. That should get their attention. Now, to get apprehended. Make it look natural, Savant.
Had enough, Scofflaw? Good. Now come with us. You're under arrest.
It's about time, Flatfoot. I I mean, we won't be silenced. You can't lock up the truth.
I don't know who you are, but thank the alchemy you've come. I'm completely innocent!
We know. We're here to rescue you.
Then your methodology is unsound. You're locked up in here too.
All part of the plan. No cell can hold me. Now stand back and prepare to be impressed. There's our egress. Let's move.
It's a breakout. Those woolly-headed protesters are asleep.
Okay, how did you get those doors open? I was watching closely and I still didn't catch it.
Trade secret. Available only to those who sign on with the Order of Whispers full-time. But I will say this. Choose the locks you pick very carefully.
Can I interrupt? I don't want to give the impression that I'm ungrateful, but I can't thank you for saving me until I'm actually safe.
Point taken. Time to go, Savant. I'll take Gore back via the scenic route, so we're not followed. That's standard Order of Whispers procedure. We'll rendezvous with you and Zojia and the other orders and proceed from there. See you then. We're seeing a sharp increase in dragon minion activity at several key locations.
I know. Vigil resources are stretched thin. As soon as we clear an area out, more minions push in.
One bright spot in all this extra activity is that the Priory has been able to capture several minions for study.
Your bright spot is pretty dark, Scholar. At least Professor Gore is safe for now.
All of us are safe for now. What about later, when the dragons come at us in force?
Thank you all for collaborating on my rescue. Imagine jailing me for a theory. Outrageous! Opprobrious!
I agree. The best way to counter such opprobrium is to prove your theory correct. How do we demonstrate that the dragons consume magic?
Simple. We find an area infested with dragon minions, let's say undead, and clear it while Gore measures the ambient magic. Then we track the changes in Gore's readings. End result, fewer undead, we get data, and we give the environment some relief. It's a win-win-win.
I prefer a more controlled experiment. The Priory has already captured several dragon minions for advanced study. This definitely qualifies.
Sounds like two sound options. The Order of Whispers will be standing by when you're finished collecting your data.
I know what you're going to say, Zojia, but before I pick an option, I want to know what your mysterious long-range plan is.
In a word, alliances. Building new ones and repairing old ones, all to fight the dragons. You're working with the orders to bring about the former. I'll deal with the latter in due course. For now, we need to substantiate Gore's theory. How you get the proof is up to you.